Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chun. Let's get into the rails. We're not having a reunion for the Real Housewives of New Jersey, but what they have done is brought them back to the restaurant from the last episode, the rails, and they are splitting the girls up in different rooms, good versus evil, and they're watching the last episode and commenting on it. So let's get into the comments. So this is the downstairs crew, okay? So it's Dolores, Jennifer, Teresa, and Jackie. And I think this is perfect. So this is the upstairs crew. Now, when Jen Fessler had come in, they had given her an option of the group she wanted to join, and she wanted to join this group with Danielle, Rachel, Margaret, Melissa, and herself. I think this is the best group. I like this group. So Margaret asked Danielle, has she talked to Teresa? And she said not since, like around the holidays or whatever, right? And she was cool with Teresa. They were supposed to go to lunch. But then Teresa posted this. Somebody sent Danielle this post from Teresa, who has scratched out everybody's face except for hers, Jennifer's, and Dolores's, right? Now, she's supposed to be going to lunch with Danielle, talking to Danielle. They got nominated for a People's Choice Award. And this is what Teresa did. So then Danielle calls Teresa and tells her, I'm good. Like, I'm going to pull back because this is not cool, right? You have clearly drawn a line. So then Jackie asks Teresa, did Danielle ever tell you what was going on with you two? Teresa immediately says no. She watched the show for the season, and then she finds out Danielle doesn't want to talk to her. Liar. I know. Teresa's an OG. Love her down for being an OG. She does what she needs to do for the show. But she is a liar because Teresa knows exactly why Danielle is not talking to her, because they've had a conversation. Danielle said, I got to take a step back because you are here scratching my face off the People's Choice Award post. Teresa just cannot tell the truth to save her soul. So Jennifer Fessler chooses this room. Danielle, Rachel, Marge, and Melissa, right? And as soon as she comes in, Danielle's like, we've been waiting on you. Like, we're ready to watch this. Where you been? She was like, don't start with me. If I wanted to be in a room full of snakes, I would have gone to the other room. So after Jennifer sits down, she and Danielle gets to talking, and Jennifer says, I was so wrong because Jennifer Aiden did push you, and I just really can't rock with her like that. So I have to apologize to you. They got up, they hugged it out, and that part is over. And then Rachel explained to Jennifer what her problem was. They went through their situation, and they hugged it out. So this situation is good. This room is very calm. This funeral spray that Marge sent to Teresa's house will go down in history as one of the most pettiest, iconic moments in reality TV history. The fact that Marge sent Teresa a spray saying sorry for the loss of your dignity, like, you really got to think about your petty game at this point. This is genius. So now they're getting to the part where Dolores was over to Marge's and Dolores went off on Marge. But everything Marge was saying about her talking to the woman, Teresa is talking about, she's lying, right? And then she goes to Jackie for confirmation. Jackie is the one that sat with the woman and had her at her house. But Teresa's hate for Marge is so deep that she made an excuse that the reason Jackie did it was because Teresa had talked about her husband. And even then, Teresa could not take the responsibility or acknowledge the fact that she did that. Like, Teresa can never be wrong. So when they're showing this piece about Dolores and Marge's, Dolores is like, she did lie. And then Marge comes on and says, I'm going to tell you the truth. I did tell her to come. But now she's asking the room, do you all think that I was invited or I would go? Teresa's like, no. Teresa's definitely going to tell you what she wants you to hear. But real talk, Teresa is kind of like believing a little of it, right? Because she's not sure. She's very insecure. And at the end of it, Dolores took it back that she said that Marge was a liar and they hugged it out. But Dolores is in here looking like, I didn't do that. Like, she's trying to appease Teresa at this point. But now Dolores have told the girls downstairs that she's going to go upstairs to see Marge. because she knows it's hurtful for Marge to see her dog on the television who has passed away. Now that she's up here, Melissa's like, why did you call Marge that? She was like, well, she didn't invite me. And Marge is like, oh yeah, we heard it differently or whatever. You didn't have to go up there to console Marge about a dog. She's up there trying to figure out what their temperature is. So then because Dolores had come up, they're like, are we going to go down there? Does anybody feel like they need to go down there to talk to the ladies? Everybody upstairs, like, no, we don't need to go downstairs. And when Melissa asked Jennifer Fessler if she needs to go down there, she was like, nope. She said, because what I saw on the internet in black and white, I have got to start believing the black and white. And the black and white was put on there by Teresa. And this is what I can't with Teresa, right? So at this point, they're talking about things that have been said to them about Louis. You know, the ex-wife meeting with Marge and all that. Melissa said that she was down to the shore at dinner and Louis' niece had come up and said, be very careful. Then Teresa doesn't say, I'm going to talk to Louis about it and let him know what his niece said. She says, I'm going to let little Louis know what his cousin has said about his father. Why would you go and let the kids know, Teresa? I mean, even like with Gia being in the room, she is grown, but y'all been going through this stuff since Gia has been 3. This is an adult conversation. Gia shouldn't even be a part of it. Now you want to put the kids in it? This is what I'm talking about with Teresa. Child, so then they played a clip of Louis saying that he hopes Marge suffers and her son suffers. So Dolores says Louis is going to get a lot of flack for that, Teresa. Teresa says, for what? Talking about the kids. And then she was like, let me tell you something, Teresa. I have gone to bat for Louis a couple of times, but for this, I can't do it. Teresa is heated. She was like, do not take up for her in front of me. My kids have suffered. Dolores is like, look, it's the kids involved. And while Teresa's talking about her daughters, her children has suffered, Dolores lets Teresa know, my child has suffered behind Louis too. Teresa is pissed. So when Dolores got into it about her baby, little Frankie, then Teresa told me, let's just drop it. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. And then she says, I'll get Louis to apologize. That's never going to happen. Child, when it get to the Rails episode, like, when they had the dinner in the last episode and Teresa was walking up with that Chanel shirt on, not Margaret saying, that's the fake Chanel. Let's get that straight first. I love Marge. This scene right here, when she said that Danielle wanted her life and then she was laughing at Danielle and Danielle was a clown, and then she went on to talk about Danielle's husband. Danielle went across that table. Due to the fact that they may be revamping the show, I wish Danielle would have made a contact. That's all I have to say about that. Let me say this. Teresa cannot on any day with Melissa, right? I don't know if they had an okay relationship behind the scenes, but as soon as Melissa stepped on this show, it was a wrap. Real talk, Jennifer can't deal with what Danielle was saying either, because Danielle was telling the truth. Danielle and her husband have a great relationship. Last season, we found out that Bill was cheating on her up and down the shore, right? Now she got a little breeze where we're not talking about cheating this season. Now she's back. But Danielle was right. Her husband is waiting for her. Yours is in the pool house after he comes in after the night he's had. So then Jen Fessler looks over to Danielle and says, I know you regret that. Danielle said, I regret not unaliving her. She was like, Jen, we are 2 different people. And as peacemaker as Jen Fessler is, you got to understand, they took Danielle somewhere, and Danielle is a certain type of girl. Jen is a peacemaker, and Danielle is a peacebreaker. I forgot to touch on this because Rachel told Teresa to keep her husband's name out of her mouth. Teresa got a lot to say, but Rachel not here for it either. Danielle and Rachel, those girls are different. Teresa shake tables, but they will shake her. Baby, when this part came up, Jackie looked straight ahead. She didn't want to turn and look at anybody when it came up about her meeting with Louis' ex. And the fact that they played it out when she lied and then she finally had to say, I met with her, that was perfect. Teresa says she's cool because Jackie tried to hurt her first. But real talk, Teresa is the one that put that out about Evan because that was at the beginning of a season and she started it at a party. Bye, y'all.